In this tutorial, we will see how to calculate yield. We will look at two different types of yield. The first type we will look at is process yield. Here we will calculate the actual yield after defective items are reworked. This is a yield applied to manufacturing. The second type we will look at is yield management. Here we will look at overbooking as a way of maximizing revenue or yield from a service. The yield of a process equals the number of components processed times the percentage of the production that is good, plus the number of components processed times 1 minus the percentage of production that was good, all times the percentage of the rework that is successful. The N times G gives you the number that were processed correctly the first time. The N times 1 minus G gives you the percentage that need rework. Multiplying times R gives you the number of those that are successfully reworked. Adding the number correct the first time to the number successfully reworked gives you the total number produced. A company produces widgets in batches of 1,000. On average, 92% are produced without error. When the widgets are sent to rework, on average, 80% of the rework is successful. What is the process yield? In this example, N equals 1,000, G equals 0.92, and R equals 0.80. 190 are produced without error. Of the 80 that have errors, 80% are successfully reworked. That equals 64. Combining the two gives us a yield of 984. In this example, a company produces widgets in batches of 2,500. On average, 88% are produced without error. When the widgets are sent to rework, on average, 75% of the rework is successful. What is the process yield? Since you've seen an example already, let me suggest that you pause the video and try to work this problem on your own. Once you're done, you can use the video to check your work and spot any mistakes you might have made. In this example, N equals 2,500, G equals 0.88, and R equals 0.75. 2,200 are produced without errors. Of the 300 that have errors, 75% are successfully reworked. That equals 225. Combining the two gives us a yield of 2,425. Yield management looks to find a balance between the cost of having a shortage against the cost of having too much capacity. In order to work the problem, we need to develop the probabilities of having a shortage. These problems are usually viewed in light of an operation, like a hotel or airline, where no-shows are a possibility. To maximize yield with the probability of no-shows, you must decide how much to overbook. We will see how to work the problem by way of an example. A hotel charges $100 for a room on average, so an unsold room costs $100 of lost revenue. Of course, this is only an issue when the hotel is completely booked and could have sold an empty room to someone else. If the hotel is not fully booked, then a no-show costs the same lost revenue. However, overbooking could not replace the lost revenue since overbooking is not an option. If the hotel overbooks and a guest arrives and a room is not available, it costs the hotel $300 to put the guest up in another hotel. This includes an estimate of the loss of goodwill. Historically, when the hotel is fully booked, there is a 20% chance of 0 no-shows, a 10% chance of 1 no-show, a 20% chance of 2 no-shows, a 40% chance of 3 no-shows, and no chance of more than 3 no-shows. How many rooms should the hotel overbook to maximize revenues? The first two columns in the table on the slide show the probabilities given in the problem. The third column has the cumulative probabilities. There's no chance of there being fewer than 0 no-shows, so the first number is 0, and that will always be the case. The probability of less than 1 show is just the probability of 0 no-shows. The probability of less than 2 no-shows is the probability of 0 no-shows plus the probability of 1 no-show. Finally, the probability of less than 3 no-shows is just the sum of the probabilities for 0, 1, and 2 no-shows. Next, we compute the ratio of the no-show cost divided by the sum of the no-show cost plus the shortage cost. In this example, that would be $100 divided by the sum of the $100 plus $300. That equals 0.25. We wish to select the largest number of overbookings that has a cumulative probability less than this value. In this case, an overbooking of 1 unit is the largest overbooking with an accumulated probability of less than 0.25. In this example, an upscale restaurant only seats based on reservations. A no-show costs an average of $200. When the restaurant is overbooked, they give the guests they cannot seat a coupon for $400. The no-show probabilities are 0, 10%, 1, 10%, 2, 20%, and 3, 60%. There's no chance of more than 3 no-shows. How many reservations should the restaurant overbook to maximize revenues? Since you've seen an example already, let me suggest that you pause the video and try to work this problem on your own. Once you're done, you can use the video to check your work and spot any mistakes you might have made. The values of the probability for n less than x are 0, 0.00, 1, 0.1, 2, 0.2, and 3, 0.4. The ratios of $200 to $200 plus $400 is 0.333. Therefore, they should overbook by 2 reservations. If you found that this video helped you with your operations management problem, please consider liking the video and even subscribing to the channel.